This has been. I can't even see myself. What's going on here? I can't see. That's. Oh my goodness.
Hey, now it sounds better.
Does it sound better?
Yeah, I don't know what just changed, but
What are we doing?
I don't know.
I don't even know why. I don't even know why we're starting the show. It's me. It's like everyone showed up. It's like nobody's home. They all left.
We had so many technical issues today. Oh, hey, we're live.
Are we live?
Yeah, shall we start?
I guess so.
All right, let's do this thing. It's a Something About Something podcast with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling.
And my good friend, Mr. Ricky Poe. I'm keeping the kids locked up in the closet. They're not coming out this time around.
All right, well, that happens.
Here. That's right.
We shall see.
We shall see.
So we're starting a little late today, guys.
Yeah.
Jason says he's still here.
Good. At least somebody's here.
Yep. Hey, we got a bunch of people watching.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because you had to invite me.
Oh, you don't see that, do you?
I don't see that. I'm not in the studio.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought
no, that's okay. You have to do all the work.
Realize I do have to do all the work.
Do all the work.
Well, that's annoying.
Yeah, well, that was good. Good for me. I don't have a problem with that. Let's see here.
Man. Oh my goodness!
I know this.
I can't believe all the technical problems we've had tonight.
I know. Hey, I want to show you something real quick. I was going to have it all set up. Hold on a minute. Just play some interlude music.
Do 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 do. You're the one with the music. I don't have any music to play. Oh goodness. Well, we have had tons of technical issues. I think. Oh my. Is that your?
Yeah, that was my quarantine outfit.
Yeah. Jason Hamilton says everyone's watching because they're in quarantine.
Yeah, I know. I had my quarantine outfit too. I made it out of like Hefty bags.
There you go.
And I had it all ready to go, and it didn't.
It didn't make airtime.
No, it didn't. So what happened is right before the show, my internet service just dropped. And so we moved the time 15 minutes. We moved the time, still wouldn't work. Move it another 10 minutes, and now we're here. So
we're finally live.
Let's get on the show. Let's see what's going on. Here we go.
Where do we want to start?
Dude, I don't even know where to start. All I know is this has been a crazy couple of weeks, and I'm having like cabin fever. I am like, I need a straight jacket or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I needed one before, but, and so anyway, I mean, we decided to come up with some ideas that might help you if you're like us and you're isolated at home, and see if we have some suggestions how to pass the time.
How to pass the time
legally
when you're legally while you're stuck in your house. And a lot of people are stuck in their house. It's crazy.
It is. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Really is. What was that?
I'm not sure what he's going to order for you on Amazon.
Order one on Amazon for you.
I don't know what he was going to order for you.
I'm a little concerned.
If some strange Amazon box shows up on your doorstep, we'll know. Maybe he was going to buy you
I don't have to. I hope I don't have to blow it up. All right, good deal.
Hey, speaking of blowing things up,
yes.
This is a callback to my old job. So I used to work for the news station, and in one instance, they called the bomb squad out, and I actually got to video them blowing up a package to make sure it wasn't a bomb, which I thought was interesting that they blew up a package to make sure it didn't blow up.
See, that's yeah, that's interesting.
A straight jacket. He's going to order you a straight jacket.
Straight jacket. Did they decide? Did they know what was in it?
They didn't know what was in it. They did afterwards. Yeah.
So they were able to figure it out.
Yeah. Someone had left a bag of tools for someone.
Okay.
And they left it like right under the edge of their car.
Mm-hmm.
My thought was, if I see a black bag slightly underneath my bumper,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go get it and open it and see what it is.
Yeah.
My first thought would not have been, call the cops. It might be a bomb. My thought is, who hates you so much? How bad does your ex-wife hate you if you think somebody's putting a bomb under your car?
We'll make a list right now. I'm sure I got a list anywhere.
Oh my
let's type in a.
You
20 minutes later,
decided to let the kids out.
Yeah, I got to get back in the spin of it. So,
oh my goodness.
So what have you been doing isolated?
Pretty much the same thing I always do. Because I'm always isolated. Because I take care of my wife full time, so I'm at the house all the time. So pretty much nothing has changed for me. Almost nothing. It's the rest of the world. Welcome to my life.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I drove through a McDonald's, and the first time I saw Ronald McDonald throw stones at me, so I didn't go in. I decided to go back home. Anyway, that was There we go.
Wow.
Yeah, there we go.
You got new sounds.
I just have that. Got that for our jokes. So okay, let's just get into it.
Okay. Shall we talk about binging things or things to do while we're sequestered, or shall we go into the stupid news first?
Well, which one we want to get out of the way? Which one do you want to do? Let's go ahead and talk about we'll do some stupid news.
All right, let's do it.
We'll do some stupid news. Get that going here.
All right. This is the stupid news with your host, Mr. Mike.
Well, hey, man.
Hey, welcome back.
A lot of crazy stuff's going on.
That lasted.
Yeah. A lot of stuff's going on, and I have a couple of things from the news. Some funny stuff, and one that's more weird than stupid. Right now we're having a paper shortage. Basically, everybody's kind of getting crazy on the toilet paper, and right now it's becoming an emergency, and it's nuts.
I don't even understand. I don't even understand this.
My youngest sister, her mom, had to send her toilet paper to Los Angeles because she had none and she couldn't find any.
Oh my gosh.
Now,
that's crazy.
Now, luckily for my youngest sister, she has, mom to send her toilet paper.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people don't have that. And apparently they're having a rough time in Oregon. Apparently, police across the U.S., they brace for, emergency calls because there's a lot of stuff going on right now with the outbreak. Apparently, officer 911 station had a call on a different type of emergency. A resident called because they ran out of toilet paper.
Oh my goodness. You called 911 because you ran out of toilet paper.
That's right. Yeah, the Newport Police Department put out a notice on Facebook urging residents to stop making emergency calls due to the toilet paper shortage. It's hard to believe when we even have to post this, the police wrote. Do not call 911 just because you ran out of toilet paper. This was on Twitter and on Facebook that they posted this. Yes. Many sellers on Amazon are out of stock. And it was interesting. They talked about the psychology behind why toilet paper, of all things, is the latest panic right now. But I will not get into that, but the police offered up some humorous, friendly tips for those who are dealing with the shortage. In fact, history offers many other options for you in your time of need. If you can't find a roll of toilet paper, your favorite soft, ultra plush, 2-ply citrus scented tissue, the police wrote, you can use a old rope and an anchor line soaked in salt water.
Ew.
Ancient Romans used it as a sea sponge on a stick, also soaked in salt water.
Oh.
Yes. Since they are in a abundance of salt water available, seashells were also used. So how did now? Let's say you use a seashell and you put it up against your ear. What will you hear?
I don't want to know. I don't even want to know. Those.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yes, it is. Nasty.
Yeah, that is exactly what you will hear.
Exactly. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's a situation. They're right. Don't squeeze the Charmin.
Oh my goodness. If you can even get Charmin right now.
You'd be lucky if you can get I don't know, you'd be lucky to get like a tree. I think I see all the trees chopped down in the neighborhood, so I don't even know what's going on there. But there's but besides what's going on there. Oh, that's not.
Yeah, that is a reference. Do you know that reference?
Mm-mm.
The 3 seashells. It's a reference to Demolition Man.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that is a poop reference to Demolition Man. Thank you, Jason Hamilton.
I feel like we haven't even lifted off. We're just like still at the airport. Just waiting to taxi off, and they're looking at us and they're saying, "Not today." That's how I feel right now. But but on stupid news. I don't know about you. I have to keep an eye on my driver's license because I'm afraid it might expire. Sometimes I just forget about it.
Yeah.
Same thing with my car tag.
Oh yeah, I've let my car tag expire before, not even realizing it.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating, and you get busy in life, and apparently for this man we're about to talk about, he was having the same issue down in Louisiana. Okay. Apparently Louisiana man was pulled over because of his car tag being expired.
Okay.
Police officers asked the man why. The officer was asking him why it took him so long. Actually, if you look on there, it's September of '97. Louisiana man, he's told the officer that he was too busy.
He's been too busy.
It's 1997.
So I've been too busy for the last 23 years to renew.
I am kind of impressed that he's made it this long. So
I don't know how he could make it that long. That's crazy.
He should get some kind of award with that.
Exactly. How did he get away with it so long?
Apparently, the police put it up on Facebook because it's funny how the law enforcement is using Facebook more than just catching criminals, but they're putting up information about just information about stupid things. Yeah. And apparently this made it up on Facebook. So, wow. Okay. To our next stupid news. Man, there's no segues here.
Yeah, Captain Segway's not with us today.
No, he's not with us today. Probably went down with the internet.
Probably.
Right. Man, you got to help me here. This is not going well. So anyway, I've been to I have never been pat down before. I actually have at the airport one time, but have you ever had to be pat down before for anything?
I don't know if I've ever been patted down. I did have a cop draw a gun on me once, but we were in a car.
We're going to talk about that story later because something about that. There's a story there somewhere.
There is a story there. Yeah, but I'll tell you that story later. Tell me about getting patted down.
Well, a lot of officers, during a cease and arrest, they will pat down individuals, for drug
Oh yeah. Make sure they
And
don't have any weapons or drugs.
exactly, that makes
Yeah.
sense. And
Yeah.
most of the time they have an easy time, finding it because drugs are not too difficult to find. I
Yeah.
mean, police department, they've done this 100 times. Well, a Florida man who I guess apparently he's kind of police took a while for them to find the meth, which he was hiding. Basically, 41-year-old Martin Skelly of St. Pete was arrested after showing up in a Clearwater McDonald's with a drug-filled needle. After being arrested on charges of possession of methamphetamine, he was searched and booked into the county jail. Authorities asked Florida man if he had any additional contraband on him, to which he replied no, according to the affidavit. When he was processed into the jail, a small bag of meth was found wedged deep within his belly button cavity. By the way, this was a Florida man.
Of course.
That's right, my friend. Florida.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to pat them down a little more thoroughly.
Or use a Q-tip.
Not cool.
Not cool. Now, this next one, this is not stupid. And really, it's kind of I don't know. It's not weird either. I just think it's pretty cool. Apparently, this past year, there's a band called the Shaft Bottom Boys, and they performed in a mine to set a new world record.
Okay.
Yeah, as they said last Saturday on Sunday, they set a new Guinness World Record for the deepest underground concert after played a show. So it was a 1,893.8 meters below the ground, and apparently there was another. I guess they beat out another band that did the exact same thing. So they're not the first ones who have done this. Which is pretty interesting.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, basically. The Shaft Bottom Boys have taken the title for the deepest concert underground after playing a concert in 6,213 feet below sea level.
So that is definitely a race to the bottom.
Yes, it is. I mean, that is a true underground band.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, so Jason wants to know, he wants to hear my story.
Go ahead.
So, okay, so here's the story. This is back when I was in college. Buddy and I were coming back toward our apartment, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a cop comes flying up behind us and flips on his lights, pulls us over, and all we hear is through the he's yelling through his radio, "Put your hands on the windshield." Like, what did we do? And we hear, "Put your hands on the windshield." So I'm like, put my hands on the windshield, and my buddy's like, what's going on? I don't understand. I just look at him and go, "You put your hands on the windshield." Do what he tells you to do.
Yeah.
But turns out there was a robbery not far from where we were, and the vehicle description was closely resembled the vehicle we were in, my buddy's truck. But once they actually got to the window and saw us, it was really apparent that we were not the right people for whatever reason.
Wouldn't it be cool? It was like a classic, My Cousin Vinny, and you guys had to go to jail, and you had a cousin that would come and, try to get you out of jail, but he never practiced law before. Wouldn't that be awesome?
No, I don't think that would be good at all.
Man, it'd be a great story to tell.
It would be an interesting story. So there, Jason, you've heard my story.
That's awesome. Man, I didn't know you were like breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
You didn't break the law, but
somebody thought I broke the law, maybe, and then realized I hadn't. So, but oh my goodness, crazy news stories. crazy things happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what are we doing to pass the time while we are all stuck in our homes? We've already seen an issue today with I think there's entirely too many people in your neighborhood on the internet.
Oh,
And that's why everything
Yeah.
crashed. That's
Yeah, I
why
mean-
our show started 30 minutes late.
Yeah. Don't be surprised all of a sudden like blackout.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so far, knock on wood, we're doing okay. Yeah, I'm sure that's what's going on. I mean, I noticed early today when I was on Steam and on the internet just looking for some stuff, for our show tonight, which
Yeah.
I have no idea where that stuff's at anymore. But but no, I started looking through some different stuff, and I texted you earlier,
Yeah.
about what can we provide, information we can provide to give some recommendations on some stuff that people can do, while they're
Yeah.
inside. And if you're like me, I get stir crazy, and so
Yeah.
I need to be busy. So you have recommendations on some binging. You were talking about some shows.
Yeah. Do you want to start with the shows? Or do you want to start with the games?
Let's start with a show.
Okay, great. So, talking about streaming, this is definitely going to strain the abilities of the internet networks in the near future. Everyone at home binge watching things.
Mhm.
So, I came up with a few things that I think you should consider binge watching just because they are fun and they will take your mind off of everything else that's going on. So, a couple of things. These are a couple of different platforms. There's no order to this. There's no rhyme or reason to why I chose one over the other.
Really?
I did not know about this. That's interesting.
I tell you
Nintendo
what,
Online and PS4 Online outages earlier. I can imagine that.
let's do this, but let's talk about the industry, the film industry afterwards. So
Oh,
try to
yeah.
remind me of that, because I really do anyway. But let's go ahead and go with this.
Yep, I think some things are going to change there. So, okay, so obviously, there's tons of different streaming options out there for your viewing pleasure. I've kind of focused on three of them real quick. Disney Plus is where I'm going to start. And simply because the sheer volume of content that's available, I think it's worth your time to binge watch the Marvel movies.
Exactly.
They're basically, outside of 2 Marvel movies, they are all currently available on Disney Plus, which is a little weird. There's a couple of minor things there, caveats.
Yeah.
None of the Spider-Man stuff is on Disney Plus
Yeah.
because of Sony rights issues. And the Incredible Hulk movie is not on there because that's officially owned by Universal.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting thing there. The odd man out, though, you can watch all the Marvel movies and you can watch Endgame, the last big Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But you can't yet watch Infinity War, the Avengers Infinity War, the previous Avengers movie.
Really?
Yeah. So kind of an odd thing.
Kind of takes things out of context, doesn't it?
Just a little bit. Just a little. You watch them the other way around. It's a movie about a bunch of people that suddenly are created from dust.
There's something biblical about that.
I don't know. It's
I
something.
think I read
weird
that
there.
somewhere, but
So the other movie that's missing is Ant-Man and the Wasp. They both should be available later this year.
I
But,
think now I believe they're on Netflix. So probably because they're running a
possibly. I didn't actually look. To see if they were on Netflix right now. That is the reason a lot of things are not yet on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Because of some agreements there.
I've noticed that the Indiana Jones trilogy is not on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
So
and I don't have an answer for that one.
I don't either. I don't either.
I don't know if that's who. I'm not sure where all the ownership rights to that is. But okay, so the other thing is Star Wars on Disney Plus. There is a massive amount of content in the Star Wars universe on Disney Plus. If you are a Star Wars fan and you only got Disney Plus because you wanted to watch The Mandalorian, you're missing the boat.
Yes.
There is I don't even know the total hours of possible watching, but you've got 8 of the main Star Wars movies. Basically, the only major Star Wars movie that's missing right now is the latest one, Episode 9, and that's simply because they won't bring it out until everything else is done.
Yeah.
Because it just came out of its theatrical run. Of course, you've got Mandalorian.
Yes.
An 8-episode series. It's absolutely fantastic. Well worth watching. Even if you're not a huge Star Wars fan, it's worth watching. And then, if you're a cartoon fan, you've got Rebels and the Clone Wars, which are really, really great.
They're really good
Star Wars stories.
And they really, and just to kind of inject here.
Yeah.
They're really good. It helps fill in the gaps. They do a good job filling in the gaps. And, kind of like what Mandalorian is kind of doing. You see some types and shadows,
right?
The New Republic. But then like on Rebels, you see kind of the in-between between the, the Empire, first taking control and before New Hope. So you have that in between there. And of course, Clone Wars, but yes, very much worth it.
Absolutely. I think it's worth watching. I think it's worth spending some time. So going away from Disney Plus, Netflix, there's tons of stuff on Netflix. Well, I'm going to recommend one thing. It's a Netflix original, The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. Are you familiar with The Dark Crystal?
No.
So Jim Henson.
Yes.
Okay, you're familiar with Dark Crystal,
Mm-hmm.
Jim Henson. So Netflix came out with a prequel series called The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. Right now, there's only one season. It's unclear whether there will be another season or not, but it is something that is definitely worth watching. It's really well produced. If you enjoyed the look and feel of the original Dark Crystal movie, you'll enjoy this too, because they use some pretty interesting techniques. They combine some of the original puppeteering, and they add some CG creation there as well. So it's a good mix. It's not like they took it and said, well, we're just going to make an all CG version, or we're going to try to, just do what we did in the past. No, they took the skills they have and made something really creative. It's a great prequel series. Definitely worth watching. So the last 2 recommendations I have are both on Hulu. They are both TV shows, and they're both cartoons. So bear with me. One is one of my absolute favorites. If you've got 53 hours, you can watch it. So if you're at home, I think if you're stuck at home, you definitely have time. But it's Futurama. Are you a Futurama fan?
Yes, I am.
I'm a huge Futurama fan. One of my favorite shows. Well worth it. It was canceled and relaunched a couple of, the way you do now, switching channels and stations and things. But so there's a couple of things that get a little weird there. but it's a great story, and they do a good job of keeping it together long term. But Futurama, great show, definitely worth watching. Okay, last recommendation. If you have kids, between, let's say, 12 and 16, you've probably seen this show, Gravity Falls. Are you familiar with Gravity Falls?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Definitely targeted at kids,
Mm-hmm.
but it is quirky and weird and has good humor and is definitely worth a watch, even if you are a full-grown adult. The one thing I might caution you is the last 3 episodes. Weird Mageddon. Might play too close to home right now. So you might hold off on those last 3 episodes.
Yes, let's not go there. We want to be in a zen.
But outside of that, if you're not familiar with Gravity Falls, Mabel and Dipper, these 2 fraternal twins, they go spend the summer with their great uncle Stan at the Mystery Shack in Oregon, in Gravity Falls, Oregon. And the Mystery Shack, it is a bizarre place where weird things happen. And it's a tourist trap. The Mystery Shack is a tourist trap. He does these horrible tours of things that are completely fake and creepy. But then Mabel and Dipper find real insane things that exist in their world. So great shows. Every episode is good. It's definitely worth a watch.
And if you have any recommendations out there, please chime in. We are live. Please send us some comments on some shows that you recommend that would be good for binge watching, and especially a show that kind of give you an escapism away from all the stuff that's happening. Kind of give you some time to relax and zone out to a different place.
Yeah. Jason confirmed that both the missing Marvel movies are still on Netflix. So you are correct.
That's correct.
So we're waiting for the Netflix contract end before Disney Plus can put them on there.
Yeah.
One other weird thing I'll just throw in, watching Star Wars. I can't remember. I think it's not on Disney Plus. I think it's on Netflix. If you are interested in Solo, the Han Solo movie, Solo is, I think, still on Netflix. It gets a lot of hate. That movie gets a lot of hate. I think it's okay. It's a fun little romp. They did a lot of things they didn't need to do. They explained things we never wanted to know, but it exists.
Sound like you're getting some warnings on your phone. It sounds like.
Oh, I have a million people texting me because of a bunch of different things that I'm involved in. Yeah, lots of planning, lots of things that are changing up with people I'm working with.
So it's a tie into Rick and Morty, but never posted. Rick and Morty did in seasoned.
Yeah, that was supposed to be. That was a discussion of are they in the same universe?
Yeah.
Or connected in some way, and the writers say it is, but it's hard to say for sure.
Well, one is more adult driven versus the other. So
true.
That's
true.
That's interesting there.
Yeah. So what do we have on the game front?
We're on the gaming front. Well, one thing I wanted to add before we go there is the industry that's going on right now. I'm reading about all the delays, and some, of course, the delays of cancellations at the theaters and also productions.
Yes.
And it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if streaming will become more of a mainstream.
I think it could be. One discussion One thing I read recently was a discussion about Regal Cinemas. Regal's like one of the biggest
Mhm.
out there, and I guess they were already having some financial issues. And so there's some question if Regal Cinemas is closing right now because of what's going on, will they even be able to reopen?
Yeah, that's. I mean, right now, the industry is taking such a hit. I mean,
Yeah.
among others, of course, but
Well, right.
yeah, I mean, like what was the one with what was it Blood?
Oh, Bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it came out, but I don't think it did very good in the box office.
It didn't do very good in the box office.
But I don't
Nothing
know
really did real well
No.
that weekend.
No.
And now nothing's going to do well.
Yeah, I mean, they're pushing it all back. So
Yeah. Pushing back release dates. It's I can see if this goes on long, I can see a lot of things going to pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Not necessarily going straight to Netflix for free streaming.
Yeah.
But a lot of things opening in the the rent online.
Yeah.
And I think that could be a way to keep the industry going.
Well, if you think about it, of course you would need the broadband, you would need the infrastructure in place, which we have. But if you think about it, let's say, the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
And let's say we were in that situation, and let's say they decide instead of debuting it on in the movie theaters because of the situation, they decide, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to have people buy tickets online to watch it at home, via whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes away from the experience of watching something that's grandiose, with a big screen and all that. But, if you think about how much it costs for the theaters and these, eventually, especially right now, a lot of them are dying out. If you think about it here locally, we don't have that many. We have one on our far north side. We have one that's south of here.
Yeah.
And there may be a couple of them, but they're like dollar theaters where they're just playing basically what you can rent. And I think those are shutting down left and right. So probably more now than ever. So
yeah, I think it'll be an interesting time. The next few months will tell. I think a big issue is going to be if they start releasing a lot of things for viewing.
Yeah.
Like pay-per-view kind of situations. I think the big question mark is going to be, what do you do when you run out of content that's already made?
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of productions are shutting down or delaying their shoots.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
so if you're not able to make new content, what happens?
Exactly. And how would you do that? I mean, I guess, studios, maybe you can. The problem is, again, you solve the issue with the theaters, but with the situation now, I mean, you've got social activity where, you have crew and you have actors and the director and all that. So right now, I mean, that's not even an option.
Right. Yeah. That's going to be when they have to figure out something new.
Yeah.
What does it look like when we can't produce a new film?
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's what interactive entertainment may come into that, especially in the area of video games, which, hey, that's a segue there.
There's a segue.
I was online today and I was just looking up some stuff. There's a lot of games out there I do not recommend. They're good games.
Yeah. But
I wouldn't recommend,
Yeah.
There's a couple I wouldn't recommend, but the Division 2, it has to do with, being soldiers coming into a city that has, been affected by a virus and games like that. I don't advise, people turning into zombies. Listen, if you want to get scared, just, go online and watch the news.
Yeah.
So these are my recommendations. And I want to give a shout out to Jason Hamilton and Mike McCon. I said, hey guys, text me some ideas. It's funny how a lot of our ideas kind of mesh together, and we kind of on the same ticket here.
Very cool.
So here is my my top 10.
Okay.
Not in any particular order, but I think there's something there for a little bit of everyone.
Great.
The first one, and I want to make sure that I'm on with you, yes, is Red Dead Redemption, which is of course, a sequel.
It's a Western, right?
It's a Western, and it is an open world. You can play cowboy. You can go online with your friends and have a posse. The story is really good. It is M for mature, so keep that in mind, not for the kiddies. But in Rockstar, and a lot of these studios like Rockstar, because of the situation, they're throwing a lot of extra goodies in there for you. It's a beautiful game. So many AI NPCs running around, so much to do. I mean, you can play poker. You can go into the saloon. You can almost do anything you want to do. It's a really good game. If you want to get lost in the Old West, that's the game to play. So I recommend that one. The other one is Civilization, which and
I have not played Civilization in decades.
Yes, this one was recommended. I've been wanting to play this for a while. I used to play Age of Empires.
Okay.
Which I really like. Was back in the day. It was Microsoft. This one right here is basically, it's a kingdom building. You get involved in the politics and trading. You build up your army. You go in the direction you want to go, whether technology or scholar. It's just something. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to play. It's one of those games that you can jump in, do some stuff, walk away, come back later, play some more. It's available for the PS4, Xbox One, the PC, the Switch, and they're also an iOS version of the game. Play on your mobile phone, so it's pretty good.
Actually, it has good graphics now, I assume.
It really does, yeah. But the previous one was really, really good too. So,
yeah, I think I played Civilization when it didn't have a number after it. And
right now you can buy. Usually, it's still $59.95, but you can go to a website fanatic.com, which basically they're kind of a Steam.
Okay.
I actually and I think it's going for $14.95.
That's not bad.
So it's not bad at all. So
all right. What else you got?
Also, too, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild for the Switch and the Wii U. Beautiful game. It's one of those things. If you're a Zelda nut, this is a great game.
I am a Zelda fan, and I have not played this one.
Well, I recommend it.
Ocarina of Time was the last one I played, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, if you have you do have a Switch.
I do have a Switch.
And what's nice about Nintendo, you can now download it online, so you don't have to go out to the store or order it anywhere. So that's kind of nice.
Very cool.
You couldn't do that unless there were smaller games.
Right.
But anyhow, they have one guy on here. He spent about 3 hours playing this game. 300 hours. That's different.
That's a little different.
Yeah. So anyway,
300 hours. Yeah.
This is the next one is called No Man's Sky, and you can get it for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. In the very beginning, when it came out, it was a mess. But these guys from the studio, they stuck with it, and it's really an awesome game now. It's all about exploration. You can explore these different worlds. You can craft stuff. You can even get in, dogfights with, for pirates out there, which, you have to be careful when you get in certain spots in space. But this is a fun game. This is one of these games where you can just get in, you can relax, explore. It's one of these games that I guess I'm trying to recommend some of these games because you can get lost in something, go in the world, say, hey, what do I do here? Go there. But this is a good one.
It's kind of a sci-fi deal.
Yeah, it's sci-fi. basically space exploration. So, Jason was saying there's so much to do in the new Zelda game. So,
Oh, cool.
and he's been playing it and he hasn't beaten it yet. So, pretty good, pretty good. My next one is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I have never been a fan of the Assassin's Creed stories, but this one, basically, it's another open world. But I mean, there's tons of games out there, but this is probably the best one that's there. It's I mean, there's a ton of content. You know, starts on a small island, and then you move to a bigger island, and then before you know it, you have your own ship, and you're exploring the world of ancient Greece, and and so you are basically you'll see the politics of the time, and there's just a lot of stuff to do there, and so anyway, and of course, the characters usually are very good at climbing walls. Basically anything a ninja can do, he can do better. So
exactly.
So anyway, so my next list is The Witcher 3, which is another long game. It's, I mean, a good game. It's kind of a mix of medieval and the X-Files, where you.
Now this is where the show The Witcher come from.
Exactly.
Correct? Okay.
Yeah. These guys from CD Projekt, and these guys, they're this game was probably came out. Now somebody help me out there, but I think it came out like in maybe 5 years ago, and it's hard to beat the graphics. The graphics is still some of the best graphics that's out there. In this game, yes, you can get drunk, play cards. You can box and discover who murdered a farmhand. You can, like I said, it's one of the best games of the last decade. So if you like RPGs and you like fighting monsters and you like the whole medieval, type of stuff, then this is good. I would go with this one.
Great.
My next one was actually recommended by a friend of mine. It's called Crusaders 2. It's a lot of kingdom management. A lot of it has to do with, politics, kind of a politics simulator,
Okay.
You're it's more of you're building your empire. You're having to, trade and, work with other kingdoms and stuff. It's basically, it's your typical, I don't want to say RPG. It's basically a strategy game.
Okay.
Kind of like you would. Yeah. On the next one, I would recommend Skyrim. I know Skyrim's Elder Scrolls has been out for a very long time.
Yeah.
But if you want to get lost in the world, and this is it. I mean, it's one of these most sprawling open RPGs out there. There's you can. I never finished the game because I would always, get distracted. I would try to go through the storyline and I get distracted and there's something else. I mean, you can't, you can finish the main storyline, but there's like so many side quests and people and NPCs you can talk to. So this is a pretty good choice. And, I would go, look at some of these. The next one, I am not a big Pokemon fan, or not so much a fan, but I just don't play it. But this is a fun little escape. You got cartoony, little characters, and you can catch the characters, and you can play against other people online. So I got to catch them all. So this is something really light, and so I kind of thought that might be kind of cool to put in there for people who, Pokemon fans, and there's a single story in it. You can, playing against friends online. So anyhow, keep that in mind. And the other one, number 10, and like I said, there's not in any particular order, but this is Stardew Valley. It's kind of the PC version of I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, Jason, do you know Stardew Valley? It's kind of a DS version game of Moon. I can't remember it. Anyway, it's running a farm. Basically, you're
Okay.
spending the day in the mines and maintaining social life of hard work, and basically it's just a relaxing game. Has kind of that, just that
Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon. Yes, that's it. That's it. Yes. It's basically Harvest Moon on the PC.
Okay.
It has very high reviews, and I don't know, if you just want to do something, get lost in it, I think a lot of it's just getting lost in it. So,
Yeah.
and you have some people out there that may go, Mike, I don't have the money to spend on some of these games. Well, some of the streaming services have got you hooked up. One of the big companies, kind of like Steam, but it's GOG. It's GOG,
Oh, yeah.
GOG.com. Right now, GOG has their spring sale right now. That's not it, but that's not it.
That's not it either.
No, maybe I
This
went out of
one.
order here.
This
That's
one.
right. They have their spring sale, and so they have some really good deals on GOG, but on COG, I mean, but that's kind of small, but that's okay. But right now, if you go to www.gog.com/partner/stay_at_home, anyway,
Wow.
yeah. Anyway, right now, they're offering 27 free games.
Oh, wow.
A lot of them are smaller games, maybe some indie titles, but you can go to their website, sign up with them, register with them. They're legit like Steam, and you can just go through on the list and you can add them all to your cart, and you can start playing some different games, and these are all free. This is something COG is doing to help people, kind of maybe relieve some stress and being cooped up inside and having nothing to do. So I think
Very
it's pretty cool. I think it's really cool how the gaming industry is kind of banding together and helping one another. Now on that last one you just showed me, apparently, a lot of conventions are shutting down. E3 is not going to no longer, well, they're going to be shut down. This is the game developer convention that was supposed to be out either this week or next week, and of course they cancel that. But on Steam decided to go ahead, and a lot of these indie games, which they're having demos. So all the games that you would normally go to the GDC and play, they're offering it online as demos. So you get to play you get to play the indie games, and it's pretty cool. And actually, that's another thing in the industry too, because you think about it, a lot of people who go to E3 and then go to these GDC and PAX East, and these, a lot of them to come to see the games that are out there that's coming up, and there's long lines to play the demos and stuff like that. But this is a neat idea. I mean, actually, this might be something that somebody's smart enough to pick up on, and instead of having to go to an E3, which there's something cool about it, but being able to pick that up and and say, hey, yeah, I played this indie game that's supposed to come out and I really like it. And Game Carry On is worth checking out, by the way.
We'll check it out.
So anyway,
I think what you just said is interesting. I wonder, I'm curious, I think those conventions that figure out how to become digital could become significant players in the fucher.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I think that's something that if you can figure out how to keep your festival digital and move away from definitely there's something to be said about being there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like it's a difference between watching BlizzCon and being at BlizzCon.
Exactly. Well, it's like the difference between getting with your friends in a room and playing a LAN party, and
Yes.
versus playing with them online.
Yeah.
There's a little more corrupt. You're physically there with others,
Yeah.
and of course, too, they have all these panels, and people will come from different industry and talk. But again, all of that can be done on a digital format.
Yeah.
I mean, if you Skype different conference, you can go through Skype. You can have digital content on a host like Steam, or have your own host out there.
Yeah.
And so there's some, and with stuff like this going on, that might be something they have, kind of in their back pocket. If Lord willing, if we ever have to deal with something like this again, hopefully not.
Yeah. I see that as, I think some of that could be viable for the future in general. And just to see, I think I'm surprised some of the conferences aren't trying to go ahead and do that now.
Yeah.
Rather than just canceling, figuring out how they can make something work digitally and sell a digital ticket to it.
Well, think of the overhead.
Overhead.
I mean, you would save.
Yeah.
And plus, too, you allow to let in the public, because some of these are just open for developers or people in the press or in the gaming industry.
Yeah.
E3 is like that. Now they do have something where, like, I think the one day, the public can come in and partake.
Yeah.
But I've heard from people that it's so crowded. You're just better off watching it online and watch people play it online and see what's available, because you have a better opportunity to see the game in its whole as far as demonstration goes, versus being in line or not making it to a booth in time. So that's kind of I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting next few months. I'm not sure where all this is going, but all else fails, we can binge watch, Gravity Falls and play Skyrim.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm trying to decide right now what I'm going to play. So many choices. So much time.
All those things you downloaded during the last Steam sale that you haven't touched.
I think we're having some audio difficulties going on right now. There's some audio issues going on. Anyway.
Well, you can always watch Picard.
Michael McCann, he sat down one week and decided he would finish Skyrim, and that's the only reason he finished it. So
wow,
that is an accomplishment, because that is and then what is that? Stardew Valley is a farm simulator. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, I'm just trying to.
You're trying to catch back up.
Yeah. Since I'm not actually in the studio, it's hard for me to. I can only tell you, I say, hey man.
Yeah, they're everybody watching us is like, what do you mean in the studio?
Yeah,
you're exactly where you always are.
That's right. That's right. So anyway,
we have a digital studio that Mike can't see everything right now due to some technical issues we were having earlier.
That's the truth.
Hopefully we'll get all that fixed for next week. Hey, you guys, don't use up all our bandwidth.
Yeah, don't do it.
Just watch our show rather than streaming, Netflix for our show. You know what? That's something that people could binge watch. They could go back. Maybe not.
Do we really want them to do that?
You could go back and watch the last 16 episodes of Something About Something. And if you're really a glutton for punishment, you can go back even further to season 1 and watch all, was it 24?
I don't know. And we had some that
episodes.
I know we had some that we lost. So they're kind of like
the
lost episodes.
Yeah. I think we either have 26 total and lost a few.
Yeah.
Or we have 26 that we know exist, and there were actually a couple extra ones that we can't find anymore. I'm not sure which, but you can go back and watch old episodes I fair warning, if you go back and watch season 1, you won't see our pretty faces.
That might be
That might be a
benefit.
That might be a benefit. You might see the face of somebody famous.
That's right.
And hear Mike's voice and my voice coming out of their mouth.
That's awesome.
For no apparent reason.
No apparent reason. Hey, before I forget, there is a new animation movie coming out based off of the novel, the DC novel of Superman, the Red Sun.
The Red Sun. I'm interested in this. Tell me about this.
Well, this is a kind of part of DC's Elseworld, and Elseworld basically was all about, taking alternating universes. They did it with
what Marvel would have called the what ifs.
Exactly. So in this particular one, imagine when Superman left Krypton and when he was a little baby, that it did not crash in Smallville, but somewhere in the Soviet Union.
Right.
And so it goes from that take, and Superman becomes almost kind of this, kind of this strong authoritarian.
So he stands for truth, justice, and the Soviet Union way.
Communist way. Yes, that's right. Yeah. So it's interesting. It's I still have the novels.
Okay. So there's going to be a cartoon version.
Yes, it's already out on Blu-ray and DVD.
Oh, okay.
Animation on it. I have not seen it yet. I just saw some of the trailers. It looks really good. Looks good to me.
Very cool.
Wonder Woman's in it. Batman's in it.
Nice.
Kind of, they're all from the Soviet Union, from Russia.
So Batman and Wonder Woman are both in the Soviet Union. So it's not like Superman is the communist, and Batman and Wonder Woman are the capital.
It totally comes from a Soviet point of view. So
I'm interested. I want to see this.
It's kind of like if in history, you think of you going from the British point of view, where the British, they're the heroes, the Americans, they were the villains. It just depends on history. And so anyway,
whoever wins writes the history books.
That's right. So anyway, it looks good. I mean, I read the books; they're good. And this looks interesting. I haven't seen it yet, so hopefully it's something. I won't give any more information on it. So check it out. That's
a cool deal. Hey, I'll throw out one last thing that I think is worth watching. If you haven't, I want to say it's still on Netflix. I got to double check. It might not be. If you can get a hold of Watchmen, the Watchmen movie, it's worth watching. It's the comics. I think the comics are slightly better, but I think Watchmen is worth watching. The original movie. I couldn't get into the Netflix the show that they've made, but the original movie is definitely worth watching for mature audiences only.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
But definitely worth watching.
Yeah, it's not your
typical superhero movie.
Yeah, not typical superhero movie. No. So don't be prepared for that.
Yeah.
It is not the Avengers.
It is not the Avengers.
No, it's
in any way, shape, or form.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And it's not something I would invite the kiddies to sit down and watch with you. So
no. If you want the kids to watch with you, watch Gravity Falls.
Exactly.
Well, hey man, we probably need to wrap it up.
Well, I want to say thank you for everybody who hung out with us.
Yeah. And thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, thank you for sticking around. We kind of had a rough start of it, but we think we ended it on a good note.
Yeah, I think so.
If all goes well, we'll be back again Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central. Please.
Next Wednesday night, hopefully we're back at 7.
Yes.
Barring technical difficulties, and I think I think 7:30 worked for us. I would probably say if we run into technical difficulties, if we can't fix it by 7:30, we'll probably cancel for the night.
Yeah, exactly.
But if we can get up and running by 7:30, I think we can go for it.
I think it's good. I think it was good. Oh, it was cutting it close, man.
Oh man, I think it's the sheer volume of people online.
Oh, I totally agree with you.
Yep.
Totally agree with you. I want to say thank you to everybody. I want to say thank you for all the folks on our Facebook page.
Yes,
is
5,000. We reached 5,000.
Oh man, that's
How
awesome.
impressive is that? I'm super excited.
We're pushing for 10. We'll push more than that, but man, when we hit that 10, that will be a sweet spot for us. So tell your friends, send them invites, bring them on in. We would appreciate it. This is kind of a passion project for us that we enjoy doing. Yeah. And so I hope we're somewhat entertaining. You know, somewhat we got, some good information out there. We hope you enjoy. So that's all I got to say, my friend.
I think that's all I've got. We didn't do our meme of the week.
No, we did not. But was there one in particular that you really liked? I mean, there was a lot of different stuff out there, but was there one?
There was one that here, let me see if I can pull it up really fast.
The one with Billy Joel I thought was funny. The one where Darth Vader takes off his helmet and he has those kind of that braces, and somebody says, "Doesn't it look like Billy Joel?" With a harmonica in his mouth. But
that's funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. It looks like this one. Okay. So of course, our biggest meme of the week, it had to be a coronavirus.
Yep. Which one is the Borg, or is it the Palpatine, or is it Batman and Robin?
It is Batman and Robin. You nailed it. Let me pull it up real fast here.
Yes.
And we'll end with this.
Yes, I saw that and I thought, okay.
Yep, that is our meme of the week.
That's right.
Holy coronavirus. We need toilet paper. It's a respiratory virus, not Chipotle.
and we will end it on that.
All right, let's do it. This has been the Something About Something podcast with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling.
And my very good friend, Mr. Ricky Pope. Hey, everybody, just hang in there. We'll get through this together.
Absolutely.
Man.
What a show.
What a show. Now I can